Hello, and welcome to another lockdown video. I hope you're all keeping safe, and I know we're all dying to get back out fishing, but try and stick by the rules where we can, and I'm sure we'll be out in no time at all. Today I'm going to make what's called Portsmouth loop rig. I'm going to do a 2-hook version because it'd be easier and quicker for me to show you, but you can also do it in a 3-hook version if you want. So start off, I got some 60-pound rig body, which is in Maxima Chameleon again. I've had a few questions on where you can purchase this. I know it did have some in store at anglerscorner.co.uk, and that should be with us in the next week. If you did want to purchase it, have a check online and you might be able to get it from there. So another question I've had is how I store all my my rig bits and stuff. Basically it's easy. I've got a couple of boxes with all my swivels in, more swivels and beads. A lot of my hooks are in boxes like this, and also I've got some pop-ups and beads in boxes like that. Just move them across, and also got boxes for my lines and anything else I need. So it's all stored away tidy, and basically if I need something I just go in the box and I get it out. So what I'll do today, I'll start off by just taking off about 3 feet of the 60-pound line. Cut that, and the first thing I'm going to do is open the box and tie an end crimp on. Cut off a tag end. So the next thing you'll need on this rig is a crimp. Then a bead. I like small arrow beads. And then a standard swivel. Another bead. And another crimp. So that's where your bottom screw is going to sit and come from, is there. Next I'll put on another crimp. A bead, same beads. And above this I put a rig spring. These help for the rig to unclip better when it hits the water. Then another bead above that. Another swivel, followed by another bead, last crimp, and finally a swivel on the top. Wet that, pull it tight. So basically there you have your rig body. Starts from the swivel on the top, which you connect up, 3 feet long, and that's the component you're going to put on there. And then the imp clip. Okay, so we pop that to one side for a minute. The next thing we're going to do is tie up the hook lengths. So I'm going to use £25 for this. And the first thing I'm going to do is to tie a cascade swivel. For those of you who haven't seen them before, that's one of them. And I'm going to tie it firstly through the top of the swivel. I'm going to cut the tag end. Now this part, if my bottom snood is going to be 24 inches or 2 feet long, then I'd cut this part on the top of the swivel at around about 17 inches. So it'll leave 7 inches for your bottom part. I haven't measured this one, I'm going to just do it quickly just to show you. But next thing I do is to tie your hook length part onto the bottom of that swivel. So remember, this is going to be 7 inches long. You can cut this shorter if you wish to do so. It's just my preference. So get that. Off there. So that is going to be your bottom hook length there. So what I'll do, I'll tie the hook onto that now. I'm going to use the size 1 cams and uptides on them. They're a lovely all-round hook. So that's them there. They're quite fine. I'm just going to tie that. Pull it tight. Cut that off. Yeah, so that basically is your bottom hook length finished. Now I'm going to tie the top hook length. Again using £25. And again, this one's going to be 2 feet long. So we'll just tie the hook on. With this hook length, you can use a pop-up on it if you wish to do so, or an attractor, or anything you want. A bead. What I'll be doing today is just putting a float stop on it. Just to prevent any big from sliding up. So got them in here somewhere as well. So these are fantastic little rubber stops, which I use quite often. And so all it does is when you're casting, it prevents the bait from flying up the line. It stays down on your hook length, above your hook. Just pop that on. So yeah, so just set that just off the hook like that. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is show you how to prepare the rig to clip it up properly. So I'm just going to go through to the next room to show you how I do that. Okay, so all I've done, I've come into my lounge, and what I'm going to do is show you how I clip the rig up now. So to start off, as I've shown you on some of my other videos, if you haven't seen it yet, that's all I do is I bend a Gemini wire from a grip lead, and it'll sit around my architrave tidally, so it'll allow me to hang my rig nicely off it. So there you go, I'm just going to hang it up there, just like so. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to use my crimping pliers and the bottom snood. I'm just going to crimp in place, and I'm going to take it up about 1 inch from my weight and crimp it in place there, allowing a little bit of movement on my swivel and bead. So I'll unhook it again to show you that. So as you can see, slide the rest up a minute. So all I've done is crimp that in place, and it still allows the swivel to move back and forth slightly. So I'm going to put it back up, and then I'm just going to tie my bottom snood onto that swivel. So the bottom snood, remember, is the one with the cascade swivel on it. So that's tied off on the bottom, and it's just hanging loose, like so. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get my other hook length with the bait stop on. And I'm going to tie that onto the swivel above it, which has the spring. Tag end off. Just remember as well, all of the rigs that I make can be made to different sizes and using different lines and diameters. So don't just keep these ones in mind, have them made up with different sizes. If it's a calm day, then you'd use thinner lines. If it's a rough day, then maybe you'd use thicker and shorter lines. So all I'm going to do, this is the tricky part now. So just show you there. Both my snoods are hanging, like so. So I'm going to clip this back up, and then I'm going to get my bottom snood, give it a shake to take that off, and I'm going to put the hook length onto the imp clip. So put the hook onto the imp and hold it by the swivel, just like that. Now I'm going to get my top hook length and grab the hook and put this into the position how you'd have the rig when you cast it, and just keep that onto the cascade swivel like so. Then I'm going to grab the crimp and slide my spring and all the components up the line till it's sitting tight and parallel with each other. Then I'm going to get the crimp with my crimping pliers and just squeeze it slightly, hold the bottom weight and slide the crimp up until the spring is compressed, then crimp into place. And then I'm going to get the top crimp, slide it up 2 inches and crimp that into place as well. So there you have your complete rig clipped, ready, and that's how it would look while you're casting, just like so. from the swivel on the top there, my hand, down to the compressed spring with your top snood, linked onto your cascade swivel for your bottom snood, and then the imp. And when it hits the water, just springs off like so. Your bottom hook length is below your weight and your top hook length is above. Like I said, remember you can put pop-up or something on that one if you wish to do so. One thing I do sometimes as well is make that bottom snood into a pennel pattern if I'm fishing for bigger fish. And you could use a small hook on the top for a smaller fish. So yeah, that's it basically. That is the loop rig. I hope I've explained it well enough for you. If you do have any questions about the rig, or any other rigs for that matter, don't be afraid to leave a comment in the box and I'll try and respond to them as quick as I can. Thanks for all your support on the channel so far as well. It's going really well and I'm glad to be helping some people out. So thank you.